So I found this level that had a collective 185,000 attempts from players on it, but just one of the players was able to finish it, and I thought I'd try to be the second person to beat the level. This level is a speedrun level where Mario has to run quickly through all the obstacles and perform some difficult tricks along the way. But this beginning part of the level is pretty straightforward and not that difficult, so I'll speed it up a bit for now. The fact that the beginning part looks a little more doable is probably why the level has so many attempts on it. But later in the level, it gets much harder and it's very confusing to figure out what you're supposed to do next. But since there's nothing too complicated in the level during this beginning part, I thought I'd mention that we're currently trying to beat this channel called Clap Clap Baby Nursery Rhymes in the race to 500,000 subscribers, so please help us destroy them. Anyway, after going through the pipe, I do a shell jump against the slope by twirling at just the right time to bounce off the shell midair. Then, in this section, I have to move as fast as possible by doing precise wall jumps to beat the P-switch timer. And I also had to make sure not to accidentally press up and climb the vines, which is harder than you might think. Here, I have to perform 4 slope shell jumps in a row to get just enough height to land on the on-off blocks and enter the door. This was one of the most difficult parts of the level for me because the timing of these jumps is extremely precise, and I ended up losing here a lot and having to restart the level all over again. Now in this next part, I do an interesting trick where I use the pause menu to let me press the down button exactly when Mario touches the ground. This helps me put on the shell mitt so I can damage boost through the boots. And in this section, I do precise jumps across the spikes and enter the pipe. Now, I have to quickly and precisely line up 2 jumps on the edge of the blocks. You only get a few pixels to land on, and if you miss the jump more than once, Mario's invincibility runs out and you can't touch the spikes. But after making the jumps and going through the key door, I ground pound onto the axe and complete the level. Failing all the tricks that start over a minute into the level made beating this level a pretty long process, but eventually I was able to somehow beat it. Anyway, whenever I achieve something like beating a hard level, I like to celebrate by putting an item up on my wall that symbolizes my achievement. Some of you may be wondering how I was able to pull off all these tricks and beat the level, and it's just because I have a really epic gaming chair. So I put my gaming chair on my wall.